Countdown, we're live. Hello, I am Willie Bragg. Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show, where I love to discuss politics. And I found out about the successful unionization drive from that took place in Staten Island with regard to Amazon. And I talked about it last night, so this gives me an opportunity to say something from the get-go before I get to the discussion at hand. And one, the person that gets credit for Amazon unionizing is no other than Chris Smalls, who was the founder of the Amazon Labor Union. That I figure it was the UFCW. It was the, what was it called? The RWDS something. Anyway, I thought it was one of those unions, the service sector unions, warehouse workers, something like that. Some of the more establishment unions, but apparently, the Amazon Labor Union is an independent, newly created union, and it was considered a long shot, but Chris Smalls went for the gusto and did this unionization drive, and this was a major win for the labor movement. And I'm hoping that the rest of the labor movement, the establishment, the institutional unions can look at what Chris Smalls did, and let's replicate this around the country. Let's make it so that Amazon is unionized completely. Let's unionize Walmart. Let's unionize the whole service sector. That needs to be done. So right now, I want to say congratulations to Chris Smalls, and you've done an awesome thing. So let me just say that, and good luck in your future plans. So now I want to talk about who supposedly should get some credit, or what, and where I stand on it. When the unionization became almost a done deal, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wasted no opportunity. She didn't waste any opportunity. She decided she was going to basically chase to where it was at and take credit for it, or say that I was instrumental in Amazon unionizing. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. I mean, I don't doubt your sincerity. I'm sure you were glad it happened. I don't doubt AOC's sincerity in that regard. But the thing about it is, she wasn't there where it counted. I mean, and that's what it came down to, when it really, really counted. And right now, Krystal Ball is calling AOC out, and they're having a Twitter battle right now, or were having a Twitter battle a couple of days ago. I don't know if it's still going on. What I think is that AOC is wrong and Krystal Ball is correct. And I mean, where the hell was AOC? What the hell was she doing? I mean, she unseated a right-wing Democrat, Joe Crowley. I'm sorry, Joe Crowley. Unseated a big establishment Democrat. And it was news. I mean, and I tell you, I was on the AOC bandwagon. I was a simp, a big time simp for AOC for the longest time until Forced to Vote happened. And Forced to Vote, well, or shall I say, when Forced to Vote did not happen, that's when I realized, oh shit, she just became Nancy Pelosi. She became the new Barack Obama. I mean, it's like with some of the more radical online leftist personalities were saying these things and sounding the alarm. I'm just like, it's a little over the top. Her heart's in the right place. But no, I mean, she is a sellout. I guess if I lived in her district, I guess I would reluctantly vote for her still. But I wouldn't donate to her. I wouldn't urge people to vote for her, because I'll be very, very critical. And I'm very disappointed with her. So, she said she wanted to go and work with the unions, the unionization drive, and pretended that she was concerned about Krystal Ball's project, but she decided she'd rather spend $35,000 to go to the Met Gala ball and wear a Chick-fil-A dress. I mean, just take a look at that dress. What the hell, I mean, the dress would have been fine. Did it have any writings on it? I mean, well, that's not fair. I mean, I'm mad at AOC, but she can dress in a Chick-fil-A bag. She would look good. She looks good, but I can't take that away from her. But I'm not trying to objectify. But I'm just thinking to myself, $35,000 could have done a hell of a lot more good if she would have donated it to Krystal Ball's unionization effort instead of going to this gala ball because you want to go and hang out with whomever you want to hang out with and drink the fanciest wines and eat the fanciest foods and hobnob with the high up echelons of society. I personally would rather hang out with a bunch of union workers myself. That's just me. I'm crazy like that. But that's what I would rather do. But I'm not saying that she should have been out there every waking moment, but she could have done more to help with the unionization drive. I understand she has some death threats, and my heart goes out to her, and I'm being sarcastic. My heart goes out to her on that regard. She's a polarizing figure. She is perceived as radical. She's not really all that radical. I do not think she's all that radical. But most Americans think she's radical. Go figure. But that's the Overton window in the United States. She's not dumb like a lot of people on the right claim she is, and she's a little immature, but she's not dumb. But she is control opposition. She became Nancy Pelosi's doormat. And Nancy Pelosi sat there and threatened her with the Iron Dome vote that if she votes against it, that Nancy Pelosi was telling AOC that I will destroy your career. That. I don't know it 100%, but when it was shown that she was sitting there quietly scolding AOC, she pretty much told AOC, you play ball or I will destroy your career. And so AOC went down like a deck of cards. That's what it came down to. Now, let me continue that this whole unionization drive that's taking place. AOC's just been nothing more than a social media outrage machine. I mean, she's a drama queen, immature, and she postures a whole lot. I mean, I think that she really wants good things to happen, the kind of good things that many of us in what is perceived as the left in the United States, the progressives, I like to say socialists slash social democrats, because I'm honest about that. That's kind of what I would like to see here. And her heart's in the right place, but she's not all that effective as far as what to do and how to get leverage and all that. She has a social media platform. She's charismatic and charming as hell. She could have used that leverage, her persona, and she could have rallied the squad and and done gotten together to force the vote on Medicare for all and make Nancy Pelosi sweat. And if she didn't play ball, she will get punished. I mean, that's what needed to be done. But they collapse like a deck of cards, or say, well, we'll go and keep our powder dry for something like $15 an hour. Didn't do it for $15 an hour. Didn't do it for anything, for nothing. And so the squad sits there on their asses and do nothing except play ball with the establishment, thinking that if I say pretty please, that they will go and be so taken by our pleasant and pleasant demeanor and our loyal selves, and it's not going to happen. I mean, maybe it would happen if there were 20 or 30 more members of the squad. And I understand there is a small number, but that small number could have grown, and you could have actually probably inspired some borderline progressives in the House that really would like to be more progressive than they let on. That you might have put a backbone in them. They could have ended up joining the squad. But no, she decided not to let this leverage, to use it for what needs to be used. And well, here's the thing about that. With regard to AOC, she could have, as I said, she had the persona. She had social media behind her. I mean, she's a millennial. She's charismatic. She could have used what it could take to get a lot more done. And who knows how much further Chris Smalls would have gone with this unionization drive. But anyway, so Krystal Ball and AOC fought on Twitter, and Krystal Ball called her out on these things that I just brought up, and I'm glad she did. And I think more people need to call her out. And now I wouldn't do what Jimmy Dore did last year and say fuck you, AOC. I wouldn't do that. Well, the only way I would say fuck you, AOC, is, hey, wouldn't that be a fun thing to do? I wouldn't say fuck you in a disrespectful way, but I would be like, well, fuck you in other ways. Yeah, that sounds fun. You know what I'm getting at. But anyway, this my comment's going to be the reason why I won't get very far on the online left as a serious contender, but hey, I call it like I see it. She is beautiful. So yeah, fuck you, AOC, in a cool way, awesome way. That would be awesome for me anyway. But getting back to what I was saying, AOC basically, she let opportunity go away, and we're at a loss for it. So, I mean, what can I say? Other than if she's proof why we're going to need a third party to get out of this mess. And that, I mean, that's what it comes down to. We're not going to get out of this mess until we have a third party. If we could just get our act together and create a Labor Party, or use the Green Party as a means to get to where we need to get to. I mean, because I would love for this Justice Democrats tactic of a hostile takeover of the Democratic Party. I would love for it to be, I would prefer for it to be that way. I would prefer for it to be that way, because it will make our job less hard to do it. But it's looking like you can't go and break through the two-party system, work in the Democratic Party. Well, the Democratic Party's not going to let you work in the Democratic Party. They're going to say, well, come on in. But once you come on in, you're going to stay in your corner, and you're not going to go and cause a ruckus. So we're going to be in a rut until we figure this out, whether we can effectively do this inside the Democratic Party or do it outside the Democratic Party. So anyway, I ranted long enough. I just needed to get that out of my chest. If you like what you heard, press like and comment, share the content on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it, because we're the muckrakers of our time. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. You know what to do. And remember, we have a class struggle to wage, and Chris Smalls is a leading example of what we need to do to get to where we need to get to. So wage this class warfare that we need to wage. And remember, we're Julian Assange at the end of the day. We're all Julian Assange. Take care. Music.